really think about, do you need to come out?
Am I? I don't know yet.
I mean, I always knew that I was gay from a very, very young age. I didn't know what the word was. I didn't know, we didn't have terminology, but I was always very attracted to guys from like, as long as I can remember. So I came out to my sister when I was only 11. I don't know how it started, but I just said to her, I like guys. And she told me what it was and what it meant and everything, gave me terminologies, and I was like, yeah, and I started crying, and I was like, I don't know why I'm crying, but I'm crying. And then when I went to high school, and then the bullying started, because then, you know, my, you know, slightly more gayer side came out, or whatever you want to say, then I was like, this is something I have to hide, because clearly it's not good. And I regressed a lot more. I went back into the closet. I didn't tell, like, no one else knew about my sister at the time, but just even doing that felt a bit weird to even talk to her about it. So like, even I was like, oh, oh no, I don't know what I was going on about. And then it got to a stage where I was feeling really, really upset at the fact that I really felt like I was being dishonest with myself. I sort of then came out to my sister, I guess. We just sort of talked about what was happening, and I was telling her how I really wanted to come out to my best friend Hannah at the time. And I was so scared, so scared. Like anyone else, I didn't really care that much about knowing. It was more Hannah, because she's my best friend. She was the one that I was most terrified about losing, which is ludicrous to think that, because of course she wasn't going anywhere. But when you are gay and you're trying to come out, that's the things that go through your mind. You're constantly worried, like, someone's going to reject me, someone's not going to accept me, and it's like, you think the world's going to end. I was sort of sitting in the bus, like, almost crying, because I was like, I need to do it, I need to do it, and I just couldn't say it to her. And she was like saying to me, like, what's wrong, like, what's going on? And then so I went home, and I was like, I'm gonna have to do it now, so I'm never gonna do it. So I just texted her it, threw my phone away. I was like, no, I can't look. And my friend Hannah didn't reply to me for hours, and I was like, no, my life is over. But it was just because she was in class, and I wasn't thinking about that. She messaged me back, and she was like, it's fine, it's great. She was a bit sad that I didn't tell her. Like, I think it's natural for her to be like, well, why didn't you tell me? I was like, I don't expect you to understand, but it's for these reasons. And she kind of was like, okay, but she doesn't know, you know, people don't understand. Unless you are queer, you'll never really understand that feeling. So some things that will help you come out, some things you can prepare for, is there's so many amazing people, creators on YouTube, who, you know, you can watch their coming out stories, and, you know, it will help you feel not so alone, and it will give you that confidence to be like, oh, if they can do it, so can I. Also, in your sort of real world, like if you've got some friends, you know, it's always better for, well, I always say to tell friends first rather than family, just in case families, you know, you might be from a family that isn't as accepting, which, you know, is a sad reality in some cases, which is, you know, it's not nice to say, but unfortunately it's true. So I would always say get a support group with your friends beforehand. Thirdly, I would say is really think about, do you need to come out? I think a lot of people assume that, oh, I have to come out because I'm gay, you know, it's going to help. But are you really ready for it? You know, is your surroundings appropriate for it? You know, do you rely on people to support you who might not necessarily like it? You know, unfortunately, in some cases, it doesn't always go perfect. And you know, as much as I would love to be like, come out, be yourself, it's not always in your best interest. And I think come out for the right reasons, not because you just feel like you need to. So sometimes it is okay to wait, and it is okay to, as long as you're happy with yourself, you know, don't necessarily seek validation from other people.